So here's how I would use SearchLord. So SearchLord is a way to search for a keyword phrase like Google form problems. And you see immediately all of these sites are searchable. I can just type in, I can just select any number of them, even all of them, right click, view more cell actions, and open links. And I can do some research. Now, specifically what I'm looking for is perhaps like errors people are coming into, phrases people are using. Here someone says that forms are just glitchy, interface problems. Maybe I want to add quotes around Google Forms, or say Google Forms instead of Google Form. And I might want to change this up. Maybe Google Forms issues or errors. See, immediately all of these are selectable and copy and pastable. So I can see other videos that are being done. And this is great for like video research, right? If I want to see what are people talking about on, here's Google Form errors on Reddit, Google Forms. And instead of just having to change this text on this one page, I can go back here and change it for all of them. So let's search for many, but let's pick out some. So I can also go here to search some on this tab and say, okay, I want to search on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube. I also want Stack Overflow and Quora. But let's see if there's any Google Forms error on Skillshare, Coursera. And now I have this list here, so I don't have to pick and choose from there. So I can right click, open links. And this is going to open all of those links. Let's see if there's any other. This person just found out, yes, you can get pre-filled URLs of Google Forms. That's pretty cool that someone just found that out. That might be something to talk about. And what I really want to see is the phrases that people are using. So I might even create a new tab here. And this is forms research. And I might just start copy and pasting phrases that I think are interesting. Search for error. And instead of just getting this one, I can see what is this conversation about? Like people say, damn, did that manually. What? This is one of my biggest fears, doing something the harder way if there exists a smarter way. So this might be an interesting phrase, again, for just using in a script or using in a title. This person even says it's the tip of the iceberg. So maybe there is like some set of Google Form pieces of information that people don't know. That is just the tip of the iceberg. That might be a good phrase to use. Or even a nice thumbnail idea for a video is like everything you don't know about Google Forms. Actually, that's a good idea of everything you don't know about Google Forms. See, so like these will give me ideas. You can send emails, create calendars, etc. So send emails from Google Forms or create calendars. That might be good at video ideas. I think actually I've already made those videos, but this gives me a good idea of like phrases to use. Maybe I didn't use the exact phrase they did. Here's this person saying it'll send you a notification when you get a new submission, turn on table feature, then turn a conditional notification to get updates on specific fields being updated. Yeah, that's totally possible in Google Forms. Is this 3 steps for something? Are people searching for this? This is 10 likes. Pretty cool. Maybe people are interested in that particular thing, this conditional notification. This is interesting, right? A Google form that can update a dashboard in real time. Showing how to set that up might be pretty cool. Real-time updates via dashboard. So again, this is all for Google Form ideas, right? These could be ideas for videos, could be ideas for phrases to use, for products to make. So actually, I think I read this wrong. So this person created a Google form and wanted the answers in a Google Sheet. And so I guess they were copy and pasting from the Google form responses into a Google Sheet. I thought what they meant was that it was a pre-filled link that if you can create a URL that will automatically fill out the form for you. So this is funny that this is actually much simpler than I thought even. Link your Google Forms to Google Sheets. So this phrase might be the one that I use. Link. Let's see. Let's search for that. This tells you exactly how to do it, but perhaps a video. Oh, there we go. There's my video already created for that particular phrase. Very interesting, right? Maybe there's some other automatically fills in the response for you. Maybe there's other things about that. But let's keep going. Google form, error body not defined. So again, this is a conversation, and I can read it and see, okay, they're using Google Script. They're adding body here, and it's going to be a little bit of a error debugging, but probably an interesting video to make. Again, Google Forms errors on YouTube, see what's already made. Quora, let's see. Internal server error. Form, too many responses to display. How can I manage to recover all the responses? This is interesting. It's also 6 years old, so maybe it's not that interesting. Can't save your changes, copy any recent changes, then revert to an earlier revision. That might be a very interesting topic. Can't save your changes, copy. Again, that might be a video of like, here's how to fix this or how to prevent it. Server rejected, invalid parameter error. So we get a lot of really interesting phrases here, very that people are using. Presumably people have searched for it, so we're gonna create some nice videos to like say, here's Google form error, invalid form control, body not found, can't save changes. These are great little videos to make. Great little research, all done with SearchLord here. Let's say we're not doing Google. Let's say we're a personal trainer and we have a bunch of interesting info about wrist pain. Either a personal trainer or some medical professional, therapy or healer of some sort, and we want to see what are people talking about wrist pain. Now, this I would also do exactly the same thing as we did before, the Google Forms. I'd go to search some. I would also look for Udemy. Yeah, that's Udemy there, is already there. So I would look at this topics, and let's look at them. Let's create a new tab here called wrist pain, and just see, oh, I think we didn't wrist pain. There we go. Just gotta enter the new words. We have some interesting images on Twitter. We'll have some Reddit. Is it normal to feel my wrist to feel painful? Videos already on the topics. A lot of shorts. Interesting. It's a lot about pain relief. Maybe there is some info about pain, not relief, but prevention. So we can also search for that. Tightness in the forearm muscles can cause wrist pains. And a lot of this is going to be variety, right? There's a lot of different things. Oh, how do you avoid, this is a perfect question. How do you avoid wrist pain well? Weightlifting. Great, that's a great topic. And someone who knows what they're talking about could probably look through these and say, oh, these people don't know what they're talking about. Or, look, this one says outer wrist pain, help. Great phrase, perfect, right? Extreme wrist pain. So these are great phrases. Let's see, and this is in the paddle community. So this is a racket sport, and might have, it already has 79 comments. This is probably going to be a huge conversation. Maybe a lot of people who don't know what they're talking about, maybe they do know what they're talking about, or how to, there's so many things around this. Outer wrist pain, help. This is great. And you might edit this by help with outer wrist pain, or outer wrist pain help is here. You know, there are varieties of this particular phrase that just copy and pasting it in here is going to give us some really cool ideas. Again, we have some images, some pill. So this is, if somebody knows exactly about wrist pain and they saw this tweet and they would see, oh my God, there's 166 comments about this. This person is using these supplements. Does this actually work? This person is saying this is just their daily health stack. But does it actually prevent wrist pain? Does it actually do anything to help? And you can see a bunch of comments. Someone's getting hair loss, how much protein. This is a lot about blueprint. So are all of these together really helping? Are there substantial overlaps in these stuff? Someone, again, who knows what they're doing can look at each of these items, look at this person's daily mix, and say, out of all of this stuff, here's what's actually working, right? Pea protein, is it actually working? This blueprint stack is going to be a lot of multiple things within it. You can crunch the numbers and show a really simple video of saying, here's this person's daily health stack, but here's the things that actually work. Here's the 8 things that actually are going to help you develop strength in your wrist, prevent wrist pain, all that kind of stuff, right? Really, really cool research, right? And I might even take this tweet and put it here and be like, on a later date, I can make a whole video about this, maybe take 30 minutes to an hour to get some data, and then using that particular person's knowledge, who's ever actually making wrist pain videos. Again, maybe take this exact photo or recreate this photo if you have a camera and you just want to point to that part. You can see the videos. But what I want to show you here too is as we get to Udemy, we're going to see iron wrist pain relief. We're going to see what categories is wrist pain used in. Physiotherapy, DIY. We can see if there's any rating. We're not looking for the rating itself, but the number of ratings. Like this has 859 ratings. Let's look at that. This has 130. This is knee pain, massage therapist, massage certificate. So like wrist pain for massage therapists. So that could be a video of like, hey, I'm a wrist pain specialist, but this video is specifically for massage therapists who are trying to help people with their wrist pain. Here's the things you can do. And let's look at these videos, right? Not just the videos themselves, not just the actual content, but like how are they described? What is the thing about the wrist? Like where is wrist? Here's ankle swelling, runner's knee, thumb here. So this is some word or phrase. Obviously, I don't know this, but somebody who is well versed in wrist pain, and again, someone who's an experienced expert will know this. And this could be the title, right? But it could also be other versions of this where this is the, because a lot of people will describe their wrist pain in a lot of different ways. It's throbbing, it's acute, it is chronic. But then when they get an actual diagnosis, it's like, oh, the world has opened up. Let's look at this iron wrist pain relief. There's 0 ratings here, so I actually wouldn't even look at that much. Maybe there's other things involved with like elbows that lead to wrist pain or pec strain and pain. Like this could, I know that the word wasn't wrist pain, but adding wrist here, pec strain and wrist pain. How do the pecs deal with the wrist? Do you overcompensate with the wrist if you have a pec strain? That kind of thing. Again, looking at the highest ratings, physiotherapy, kinesiology, a lot of good information. Oh, here's cupping therapy, carpal tunnel syndrome wrist pain, right? This is probably a very common phrase with wrist pain, but doing this research, we found it, right? We see, okay, here's the example of carpal tunnel syndrome and wrist pain. Does wrist pain mean you're going to get carpal tunnel syndrome? Do I have carpal tunnel syndrome? You can get a lot of interesting phrases and words around this for your titles just by seeing that phrase is mentioned here, right? Really cool, right? You can even look at Coursera, see if there's any wrist pain. This also is really useful to see if your topic is being told within existing courses, but could your course be just that topic alone? Maybe. And in Udemy, I think there is a possibility, like wrist pain prevention techniques or wrist pain relief. This is iron wrist pain relief. Not sure that's the best example. It's not being sold, but physiotherapy, kinesiology, those are the terms that are using wrist pain in there. If it's not wrist pain relief, maybe wrist pain prevention or physiotherapy and kinesiology for wrist pain. Might be an interesting, well-sold Udemy course. Could be. We'll look at Skillshare, nothing. This is guitar, escaping. So possibly put a class on here on Skillshare. How to do taping, wrist taping. There's nothing here. So maybe if people are searching for it, find nothing, but you can put a class up here. Pretty cool, right? So I want to show one more example. We're going to duplicate this and call it tariffs. So if there is a topic that you're writing about, and I think I spelled tariffs wrong, and you want to see what are people talking about. So I would not necessarily use YouTube here. I would not use Quora, maybe New York Times, Stack Overflow. These course sites I would not use for this. But what are people actually discussing at the moment? So we're gonna ask SearchLord to find manufacturing tariffs. So let's search for those. I really don't know what I'm going to find. So this is interesting. Already there's a topic, someone's writing about pharmaceutical tariffs already. There you go, right at the top. So right there, I can put into my research for tariffs something about pharmaceuticals. So people are searching for it, and people are already talking about this from the New York Times. So let's write something. This is great topics to see what are people actually talking about right now, and to write topics about them, right? Blogs, right? Long form content, LinkedIn posts. Join the conversation and about what you're looking for. This is interesting, manufacturing employment and tariffs. This could be a great topic, and tariffs. And again, take this link and put it right here to save it for later. We're going to keep going and search for it. We can also see those conversations, right? Like, what are people asking about or adding to this? This is a statistical anomaly or a felony, they say. This is literally chopping off part of the thing. Very interesting, right? U.S. tariffs being a tax on American. This is a great phrase. And somebody also is using this, and a good topic might be, are U.S. tariffs a tax on manufacturing? Is it asking questions in a blog post, and you come with your own experience and your own expertise and you answer that? This is a great, interesting thing. Dive bar in Memphis, tariffs and manufacturing. That could be a good thread to read and use as a point of opinion. Okay, say like, you read this, you make a little video or blog about, hey, here's this Robert Sterling, here's what they said, and here's my version of that, or here's my opinion on that. Good to use tweets that have lots of conversations in a blog post and give your expertise. Again, this is 11 hours ago, and it's a phrase. You can add, did China's manufacturing activity shrink? Right? People are talking about this right at this moment. This is Reuters business. This is what people are chatting about and the phrases they're using. Here's 15 days ago. This is conservatives, and here's 199 comments. Really, really good research to see what are people actually saying. What are the real life phrases people are using. Here's LinkedIn. Here's are U.S. tariffs good for American entrepreneurs or protecting? So again, you can read these things, read what people are actually saying about these things, and use that for blog content, right? This is great for particular blogs, right? Right there in just a few minutes, we use SearchLord to find what are people talking about right now. So again, SearchLord is great for finding YouTube topics that you're an expert in, and even blog topics that you can talk about things that are happening right now. Get SearchLord over at bettersheets.co/SearchLord. I'll put a link in the description. It's absolutely free. You're watching Better Sheets here on YouTube. Make sure you check out this video or this video and subscribe right now to get more tips, tricks, how-tos. Get more out of your Google Sheets than you ever have before. I'm excited to be making a ton more videos here. Ask me questions down in the comments and I will answer them in future videos. But for right now, right here, one of these videos is going to be your next Google Sheet.